anyway, it's haunted.
Hey, welcome to So Anyway, It's Haunted.
How did you get in here?
Whoa.
I'm your host.
Put
My
that
name
down.
is Ashley.
Where'd you get that knife?
Just stay real still, okay?
We're all friends here.
We're all, okay? Just stay calm. Relax.
I don't know how to do this.
Someone
Scooby-Doo
running up with
here.
their pancake feet.
Ew. Oh my lord. Joining me are my husband and our shared best friend and roommate, Monster Mac. My husband, of course,
Yeah.
Christopher Castaneda. You can find him on ChristyCast on Instagram.
Yeah.
Follow his art. Support him.
Yeah.
Hey, we're here. We're back. Look at us.
What?
Here it is.
We're actually recording.
We're here. We're beer, and we want some fear.
Yeah.
Is that how it goes?
Yep.
I mean, it works for me.
Yeah, so, whatever. Life happens, and we didn't record for a minute.
Yeah.
Because things happen.
There were times where we could have recorded, but then we were like,
Yeah.
nah, we need I don't know, more time, I guess. Or we don't need to feel stressed right now.
Yeah.
But then like legitimate, it's hard to schedule stuff when you're this age and you're having to.
Well, our schedules have changed.
Yeah.
So McAnally's job schedule has changed. I'm getting used to my schedule. We're getting used to all being at the house at the same time, and now
Yeah.
we know. So yeah. So
Yeah.
now we know. We're back on it, and you can follow us on It's Haunted Podcast on Instagram, and we will be back on it, dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is new in our lives?
Well, I want to say it on air so that people can hold me accountable. That I want to start a dream journal and start trying to learn how to lucid dream.
Yeah. We watched one of the episodes on Explained, is that right?
Yeah.
On Netflix.
Yeah.
And one of them is about memory. And was that the dream one?
I think
Or was
a
it
dream
literally
one,
just
yeah.
dreams?
Yeah, I think it was just dreams.
Oh, okay. It was just dreams. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
Christopher wants to lucid dream, and I'm scared for him.
No,
So.
I don't support.
I cannot find ghosts in real life, so I have to find the ghosts in my head.
Yeah, have fun with that.
You also went to a really old Victorian mansion to
What?
do an art thing.
It wasn't really I thought it was going to be a mansion. It's not really a mansion. It's like a building that the outside is, you can tell it's like kind of a new building, but the inside is modeled to be like a Victorian era house. And it's run by the Museum of Fine Arts Houston. So they have a bunch of legit Victorian era art and carpet and furniture and stuff like that. And it's all super nice. And yeah, they had some sort of artist meetup drawing day. So you paid $10 and you got to go sit in a really fancy room and draw really nice artifacts. And then they had a model that was dressed in Victorian era clothing.
Heck yeah.
And she was just sort of posing.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah,
They were
it was
like,
fun.
model? What model? We don't have a model here.
And then she disappeared.
There hasn't
Yeah.
been a model here for 25 years.
Not since my
Shout out to Karen Kilgariff.
grandpappy
My favorite
Jedediah.
murder. You couldn't even walk on the rugs, right?
Yeah, there was a giant rug in the ballroom. And you
In
were
the
not allowed.
ballroom.
Yeah, you were not allowed to walk on 90% of the ballroom.
Wow.
But it was nice.
But you get to look at it.
Yeah.
You can't touch it.
Someone did walk on it, and the security guard was like, "Hey."
And then you had to pay $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Per footprint.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know those fines. Inflation. Yeah, so there was crazy flooding in Houston if you're not from this area.
Yeah. And neither are we.
Nope.
Yep.
I mean, from that area.
Yeah.
Just passing through.
Imelda came over, and then she was like, bet I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna head out. And then she was like, you know what? No. I'm gonna hang out a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then she was like, no. I'm gonna head out for real though. And then she's like, wait. just one more thing. And yeah, so Christopher's car got surrounded by water at his work.
Yeah. It didn't get flooded though.
No, it
which
got
is
surrounded.
nice.
Just couldn't leave because it looks like a toy.
Some people's car in the parking lot got flooded.
Oh no.
Which kind of sucks, but
Easiest Maximus had to go to your rescue,
Yeah.
and then you got stuck
Yeah.
on 610, and I had to abandon his car and walk home.
Yeah. Well, I guess
Yeah.
maybe if we were more patient and waited a couple hours.
I mean,
maybe.
you didn't know, man. You didn't know. Everything worked out.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
I
I couldn't get to work because of the intensely high waters.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't get back home because of the
Yeah.
intensely high waters.
It's kind of messed up.
So, yeah.
I have a pair of shoes that I probably just can no longer wear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just throw those away.
It's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Meanwhile, I
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Truck.
Awesome truck guy driving his truck through the rain.
Sunday, and also Saturday.
truck man driving in Elmelda wherever I can. Everybody's like, please, mister. And I was like,
Wow.
Hop on, citizen.
join me in my American vehicle.
That is America's vehicle.
And then, like, as I was coming over 610, the sun was coming up, and I was like, oh, beautiful.
Wow.
Space.
No, it was-
skies.
It was some Bruce Springsteen song. Just
Yeah.
pick one.
You know that one.
Yeah.
The summer of 69.
America.
Not that.
That's Abby's impression.
Actually written by my Stone and Trey Park.
Anyway, yeah, so he's in love with his truck, and we get it. He gets to drive it around in floodwaters for about 10 hours a year.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he gets to be a big, strong man.
Yeah.
Big, strong truck man.
Ever since your HHR exploded, you have seen a lot
In the last
a lot
hurricane.
stronger.
Wow.
I was like, come on,
True.
buddy. We can make it.
True. That literally happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, so what do we got this week?
All right. Well, let me ask you guys a question.
Ooh.
How do you feel about circuses?
Ooh.
What kind of circus?
An old-timey circus.
Are there animals?
Yes.
Then I don't like it.
Okay.
Animal exploitation, we don't like it.
Regardless, I would have not liked it.
Okay, the next
would've-
segment.
Well, let me
Anyway,
let me
and that was my
rephrase.
segment. The question, the one
I
question.
find them intriguing, but there's no way I would be foaming at the mouth and screaming as they dragged me into it because the clowns would be like, "Hey there, son!" I'm like, "Oh!"
Yeah.
Wait, are you afraid of clowns?
No, but the just the idea behind. I think one of the first things that ever struck me as true horror was like any goosebumps that had something to do with circuses. So from that point on, growing up, and the fact that Dumbo didn't do a very good job of being like, "See,
Yeah.
True.
it's okay."
Yeah. And there's just like kind of like a darkness to circuses.
Truly.
Like looking back on history,
Yeah.
it's like running away with the circus was a thing people did to like escape their life for whatever reason,
Yeah.
whether it's like they had that passion or they're trying to run from something. And
right.
It's like
right.
it's just like some sort of like weird veiled darkness and all like the animal
too.
stuff. But yeah, so today,
Wait. I just want to say, what I meant was, do I want to go to a circus and see it? No.
yeah.
But tell me all about it.
Well, I'm going to talk to you today about Showman's Rest.
I don't
Is
know
it like
anything
an-
about that.
Is it like an elephant graveyard but for
Yes,
circuses?
you do.
What?
You do know this.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. I don't want to know about it. Wait, what'd you say?
I said, is this like an elephant graveyard but for circuses? Like the train just stops at this one place and like, what's with all those tents over there?
No, it's way more morbid.
Nice.
Oh, I know about this.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I don't.
I'm pretty sure you do.
I'm just messing with you.
Okay. So, this starts with the Hagenbeck Wallace Circus. It was a circus that traveled across America in the early part of the 20th century. And at its peak, it was the second largest circus in America next to Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey. And it was born and based out of Peru, Indiana.
I was like,
I love that misdirection.
yeah.
Yes.
From the distant lands of Peru, Indiana. They put Indiana painted at the bottom of the canvas.
In handwritten font.
Yeah.
So it began as the Carl Hagenbeck Circus, and it was started by Carl Hagenbeck. He was an animal trainer who pioneered the use of rewards-based animal training as opposed to
Instead of-
fear-based
Yes,
training.
exactly. Wow.
And his circus was popular enough to catch the eye of Benjamin Wallace, who purchased the circus in 1907. And then it became known as the Hagenbeck Wallace Circus.
Just keep adding the names.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
keep adding them.
So they changed. This is really weird. They changed the name, and then Carl Hagenbeck protested, and he sued to prohibit the use of his name.
Wow.
But he lost in court, so they were just able to use his name without his consent.
What the heck?
No, sir.
Yeah.
You're a circus now.
Wow.
And the most famous incident associated with this specific circus is, unfortunately, the Hammond Circus train wreck.
No, you said train, and I was like, but then I was like, oh wait, they all traveled on trains.
Yeah.
This is bad.
This is bad.
This is really bad.
So it occurred on June 22nd, 1918, during the last months of World War One. And to this day, it's still considered one of the worst train wrecks in U.S. history.
Wow.
It was a circus train that held 400 performers and roustabouts of the Hagenbeck Wallace Circus. And the cars were mostly constructed of wood and lit by oil lamps.
Oh Lord.
So, in the early morning hours of June 22nd, Michigan Central engineer Alonzo Sargent was at the throttle of an MC troop train with 20 empty Pullman cars. So this is a completely separate train. He was aware that his train was closely following a slower circus train.
Oh no.
Sargent was an experienced man at the throttle. He was an experienced engineer, and he was being severely overworked. He had slept very little, sort of like the preceding 24 hours. Due to the effects of lack of sleep and several heavy meals and kidney pills.
I'm sorry, kidney pills?
Kidney pills.
And in 1917 or whatever,
So that was
1907?
what,
1918?
methamphetamine,
Yeah, what was a
cocaine?
kidney pill back then,
I
my
don't
dude?
know.
This'll fix you up.
What is a kidney pill now, man?
I don't know.
Anyway, sorry.
Morphine.
Yeah, it's just like morphine in pill form. And the gentle rolling of his locomotive are what are thought to have caused him to fall asleep at the controls.
No!
So at approximately 4 a.m., he missed at least 2 automatic signals and warnings posted by brakemen of the 26-car circus train, which had made an emergency stop, unfortunately,
No!
to check a hot box on one of the flat cars. I guess those of you who are into trains know what that is. The second train plowed into the caboose of the 4 rear wooden sleeping cars of the circus train at a rail crossing known as Ivanhoe Interlocking, at an estimated speed of 35 miles an hour.
Which doesn't seem like a lot.
It doesn't seem like a lot, but
But
these are
with that
giant
much weight.
machines.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
These are
Yeah.
immensely heavy
Just
machines.
imagine. So you're in the circus, right? You're sweaty because it's a train. You're tired because you just performed. What do you call it when you're building a set? What is it called? Striking it. You just struck
Yeah.
a set.
Yeah.
And then you broke it down, and now you had to load everything up, and now you're on the train. You're heading to your next destination. You
Yeah.
have to rest up for your next performance. Stressed out. And then you're you're asleep, and then you wake up and it's complete silence.
Yeah.
The train is off. You stopped.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night, everyone else is asleep. You can hear people in the background drinking or whatever, and it seems super eerie.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
this.
That's
It's horrible.
that's very, very horrifying.
And
Also-
there were children on this train.
Yeah.
There were full families on
Yeah.
this train.
It also reminds me of the story of that guy that I think it was just he had a super early version of the a video recorder, a video camera, and he just charged a bunch of people to come watch 2 trains collide.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
And he didn't realize how destructive it was. So when they collided, like a ton of people were injured just because of debris flying
Oh
everywhere.
my gosh.
Yeah.
What the heck? I don't know anything about that. Okay, anyway.
I think it was on Mysteries of the Museum.
Interesting. Interesting. Sorry.
Okay, so upon impact, the circus train's lamps ignited the wooden cars and quickly spread. 2 men were stationed at the Ivanhoe signal tower about 100 feet from the accident and phoned multiple people in an attempt to raise help for the victims. The first on the scene was Mayor of Gary, Indiana, who brought the fire chief and then phoned all the medical personnel he could.
Wow, the mayor came out?
Yeah.
Wow.
Triage, well, supposedly, I guess.
True.
Triage for the victims was performed at the Michigan Central Railroad Station in Hammond, Indiana. And then they were sent to St. Margaret's Hospital. So most of the 86 who were killed in the train wreck perished in the first 35 seconds
Oh my
after the collision.
gosh.
Before the wreckage
Wait,
even
I'm sorry.
caught
How
on
many
fire.
died?
86.
Oh my lord.
Yeah. Yeah. So among the dead were Arthur Dierks and Max Nietzborn of the Great Dierks brothers. And they were a strongman act. Jenny Ward Todd of the Flying Wards. There were also 127 injuries. 5 days later, 53 of those killed were buried in the Woodlawn Cemetery at the intersection of Cermak Road and Des Plaines Avenue in Forest Park, Illinois. And it is a section set aside known as Showman's Rest.
Yeah.
It was purchased by, actually, it has been purchased by the Showman's League of America only a few months after the accident. So the section is surrounded by statues of elephants in a symbolic mourning posture. Only 5 of those buried were formally identified.
Oh my god.
And that
I
goes
didn't
back
know
to,
that.
Yeah, that goes back to like what I was talking about. Like people just wanted to escape to the circus sometimes, and like, but also they were like horribly burned. So it's hard to like find who these people are and like who they should notify.
On My Favorite Murder, actually, Georgia literally just talked about the Shirtwaist Fire in the early 1900s and how when they were lining up, they like just lined up all the bodies that they couldn't, that were difficult to identify and just literally had people line up and just like walk. Thousands of people lined up. I'm sure most of them weren't even related and just wanted to see the bodies.
Yeah.
If there were thousands and only like 100 women died, right?
Yeah.
Not only 100, but I'm just saying math. But like women, like a daughter like recognized her mom by the stocking that she wore, you know, or like by the braid in her hair, like horrible.
Yeah, it's no good.
It's no good.
It's no good. So yeah, only 5 were identified. Most of the casualties are marked on graves like unknown male, unknown female. One grave is simply marked Smiley, and one is Baldy, and another are 4 horse drivers. The more recent graves at the location are those who traveled with the circus after the accident and wanted to be buried there after they died, like with their working mates.
That's so sweet.
Following the accident, in the spirit of the show must go on, several competing circuses, including Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey, lent equipment and performers to Hagenbeck Wallace.
Wow.
So that they only 2 performances were canceled as a result of the tragedy. The one in Hammond and the next stop in Monroe.
Can you?
I mean, I get that that's, you know, the show must go on, but mercy's sake.
I mean, it sucks, but like that's what. That's,
that was that
how they
lifestyle.
survived.
It was that or they starved.
Yeah.
Literally.
Jeez.
This is kind of interesting. In the fall of 2006, the Neo-Futurists Theater Company of Chicago mounted an original production entitled Roustabout, The Great Circus Trainwreck, based on the Hagenbeck Wallace Circus.
Whoa.
I was like, I read the title of the theater company. I was like, oh, this sounds really familiar. And then I looked it up, and apparently they also, and I said this on the show, they did a production of the Iroquois theater fire.
Yeah.
We actually learned about the Neo-Futurists over at Sam Houston.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
They did a production of a theater burning down.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wild. Art.
So yeah, supposedly, there's not a lot in terms of like entities that people have
Yeah.
recorded, but some people say that if you go to the cemetery, you can hear the faint sounds of elephants.
Okay.
Yeah, even though no
What-
no animals
As-
were killed
yeah.
in the train wreck.
Oh.
The animal car was completely separate. I think it was like
Oh.
traveling separately.
I thought that they had been. Huh.
No,
Okay.
it was just people. And a lot of people say that the zoo is fairly close by, but they have not had elephants for a very long time.
I'm interested to see. Well, like, I mean, like, are those train tracks even still functioning?
Oh, I don't know.
You know, like, it would be
Maybe.
interesting to see what kind of energy is over there.
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah. So I went to hauntedplaces.org,
Ooh.
and I didn't know you could do this, but you can look and see different people's paranormal encounters.
No way.
What?
As written by them. Let's
Wow.
see. So Sherry says, OMG. Oh, yeah. Well, this is like just copy and pasted, so some things might not read that well. OMG, I knew something was strange about E Cemetery because every time I walk past that cemetery down Madison, I'm always on the phone with a friend. Then in the phone, I hear strange whispers, and I asked my friend, did she hear it? She said no. Then I made her be quiet when the whispers continued, but she didn't hear it. Then one day I was at home and my sister was walking down Madison from the train station, and I was in the phone with her. Then I heard the same whispers from last time. Then I asked my sister, is she walking past the cemetery yet? And she said she was walking past it now,
Wow.
which was why I was hearing the noises.
Wow.
I heard before. I was hearing the noises I heard before when I was walking
Oh,
past it.
jeez. Yeah, sure.
OMG, I totally knew something was strange about that cemetery. That reminds me, there's this weird thing that I hate doing, like, I hate bringing this up. So I don't say anything about it. But, like, at my desk, my phone on my desk makes weird noises.
What?
And whenever I tell someone about it, it stops.
No way.
And it's so frustrating. Like, it's not whispers or anything creepy like that. Like, whenever I'm
It's not a
listening,
voice saying my name or anything.
whenever I'm listening to a podcast, it'll make this like weird like.
Oh, yeah.
But then it'll
Yeah.
also be like.
Oh. Well, the me thing, that's what my cell phone used to do to, like, my PC.
Yeah, it used to,
So-
but like I don't know. But it's weird. Like every time I bring someone over, it stops, and I'm like, I swear, I am not going crazy.
That's
It's
so
actually making
weird.
weird noises.
Aw, sad.
This next one is from Fido, Fito. My brother and I visited this place when we were in Chicago visiting my uncle. We arrived at night and we started walking around. Everything seemed normal, but we felt a strong presence of someone or something around us. It was a strong, uneasy feeling, and we both felt it. The hairs on my arms were standing straight up. Anyway, as we ventured further and further down away from that certain area of the cemetery, everything returned back to normal. It was quite strange. If you're in the area, you should go check it out.
Would get goosebumps again.
Yeah. And
5 out of 5.
that's the story of Showman's Rest, guys.
Wow.
Nice.
That's a huge bummer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. To live and to be a part of the circus in the early 1900s.
Yeah.
Like, unparalleled
Yeah.
life experience. Like, to experience what they did. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Good one.
Thanks, Ben.
Nicely done.
Thanks.
You did great. Well, what do you have?
This!
It looks like almost like a Junji Ito drawing or something.
So
Yeah.
McAnally just held up a bag. He got the Impossible Whopper, and apparently I didn't notice. I guess it was too dark for me to see, but the bag had something super freaky on it.
It's got like a pair.
I'm looking forward to tonight
Staring
whenever he
eyes.
does the same thing
Yeah.
through my window blinds.
Yeah, exactly. The Burger King by our house has been closed for 5 years now. How'd you get
no.
that? It's just like raw meat with maggots in it. I will post a picture of it on our
Yee.
Instagram, and Burger King can give us money for it.
Yeah, Burger King. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for the check. Anyway,
Next time. No. So, folks. It's been a while.
Been a
But since I could read creepy pastas.
I don't know if I know how the rest of that song goes. Oh wait. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's not working.
wait, you're reading a creepypasta?
No. I just it fit. So
Oh, okay.
welcome back to
I was
Monster
ready.
Max Urban Myths and Legends.
Yeah.
We have another. Is it pronounced cryptid?
Yeah.
Cryptid? I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we gotta. I'm starting to dig real deep for these cryptids
yeah.
because, well, Bigfoot's already done.
Spent like 3 episodes on Bigfoot, man.
way
Monster
to
Max
go.
Mystery Juice. Wait, what is it?
Mystery
No,
Milk.
it's
Mystery
Uncle
Milk.
Uncle Max.
Uncle Max. Uncle Max Mystery Milk. Oh wow, I messed up my own bit. Wait, before you say that, that's actually funny. So we have a couple new listeners, people from my work. Shout out to Daisy.
Oh, yeah.
Aiden, I'm not sure if Aiden's listening yet, and that's okay. Han, I don't know if you're listening either, but I know Daisy is listening. I know. But we actually today were talking. Daisy said something about like furries, and they were like, "Hey, what would your fursona be?" And I was like, "Please stop saying that, please, please."
They asked you that?
Yeah, I
What'd
was
you
like,
say?
please. I was like, I'm not answering that question. That's an incriminating question. And then we were like, well, what would your animal be? Or like, what would you be if you're an animal? Or like, what would you be if you were, or like, what fish would you be? And then they asked like, what like cryptoid would you be? Or cryptid would you be?
That's a good one.
Yeah. So what cryptoid would you, or cryptid would
Jersey
you be?
Devil.
Yeah. I was about to say that.
No way.
Because my face looks like a horse.
No, it doesn't. What are you talking about? Wow. Wow. What would McNally be? Would McNally be
Come
Bigfoot?
on.
No, he wouldn't be Bigfoot.
I don't know. Are there any bear cryptids?
He does loom around,
Wow.
lumbering around, making
still
a lot
on
of
that bear
noises. I know. Can you please stop? It makes everyone feel uncomfortable.
Speaking of personas.
Stop.
Just trying to come up. I don't know. I don't know what I would be. I said a Melusine, but like
Oh, okay.
I don't think I'd be a Melusine.
A what?
My friend Tessa said a Melusine. It's wow. You worked at Starbucks and you don't know what a Melusine is. Wow.
It's the mermaid with the 2 tails.
That's what a Melusine is. I'm sorry. I listen to Good Job Brain. My brain is growing.
Oh, no.
But I don't know. Tessa said Medusa, which kind of
Medusa's not a cryptid.
I mean, she's not a cryptid.
I'm
but
sorry.
Like,
Do people still think Medusas are out there going? No.
wow.
Greek mythology.
Wow.
Learn up.
Wow. Learn.
Tell your friend, tell your
Who is
coworker
he?
to come in here and catch these hands.
Who is he? He's saying pulley up, Tessa. What are you
Oh,
gonna do?
man.
Tessa also will not. She's not gonna listen to this.
Why are you making enemies
fine.
with everyone?
Truly.
I'm just so
You just shoot first.
Apparently, I've made enemies too, but we'll talk about that later.
You're like Jim West.
in Wild Wild.
Dude, I forgot we watched Wild Wild West.
Wild Wild
By the
West.
way,
Different podcast.
By the way, check us out at so anyway, we watched it.
Get it?
It is our it is our movie review podcast.
Yeah.
Anywhere podcasts are found, mostly.
We promised a Wild Wild West deep dive.
We sure did.
I
Man,
forgot we watched that movie.
it was like I had to like do the whole Inception thing to wake myself up, drop myself in a bathtub. I was like, ugh.
Are you saying you disassociated or whatever?
You
You
went
know,
too deep.
that's a funny thing. Let's talk about that before I get into my thing. So, people have been talking about disassociation in
Type
in
15,
memes,
we said.
in
Or type
memes and all this other
45, we
stuff
said.
for like a while now. It
Yeah.
just started popping up in in pop culture and media.
Pop culture.
Pop culture.
Pop culture.
Anyways, and I was like, man, what do people keep talking about? And then finally the other day, like, I don't know what was going on. I was like walking in the hallway, and not this hallway, like my job hallway.
Yeah.
Not that hallway.
And for the,
It was a different
for
one.
the
You haven't
first
been down
time, for the first time ever, I felt like I just sunk into my own head, and it was almost as if like I was literally controlling somebody, and I was
Whoa.
like,
And then you heard the music.
Wow, I actually
Wild
feel that a
West.
lot.
Wicka, 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 wild, wild west. Wicka, 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 wild,
And
wild
then-
west.
Jim West.
And then it's like on Bob's Burgers when was it Bob goes crazy or whatever, and he has the red flashing, and it's like,
Yeah.
nah.
We completely forgot to talk about, by the way, Kenny Chilton's father and his experience.
I thought Kenny was going to send that story
Wait.
in.
Did I? He was.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
Kenny Chilton doesn't
was
listen
like-
to this podcast
I was
anymore
like,
because he has a kid.
so
And that's
what?
okay.
He supposedly worked at Area 51. So what? And I was like,
Oh.
wait a
I
second.
remember that part.
Wait, that's not what we were
Dude,
talking
I'm not
about.
supposed to say that.
We're calling out Kenny right now. Send in that story or
That's,
else.
That's,
Yeah.
that's Mr. Chilton kicking down the door and then raspberrying me to death.
Ew.
And tell your
Your
brother to
butt.
steal that security tape.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, look,
Okay.
what do you got for
Yeah,
us today?
Anyways, dissociation. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Never,
was like,
never experienced it.
Really? You've never experienced it?
I don't think so.
Ugh, good.
I like sunk into my head and I looked to my right and they were like, it's my turn.
Wow, that was creepy.
I control you now.
That was super creepy. Copyright. Copyright.
Oh, that's the vaporwave version.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True. That was like the Cotton Eye Joe from
Thanks
Courtney's
for,
wedding.
it's funny how like I thought of it in my head and I was like, I'll say it'll be funny, and then you're like, oh, and like that scared me and I scared myself with my own dissociation thing.
I knew it. Because he said it as a joke, and I was like, actually, that's super
He's
creepy.
gonna freak himself out.
Yeah, now we're gonna talk about that later.
The scariest thing in the world is myself.
The scariest thing. No.
It's like I can sit here and look
That's
at
why I
horrifying
want a lucid
images.
dream.
Scariest
I want to
thing
see
in
the scary
world
stuff in my
is
head.
myself.
More on that later. Anyways, so
I'm
urban
tell-
legends.
Okay.
What?
Fine.
You tell him what?
No, I was just gonna say, okay, so Kenny said one time, I was like, yeah, Kenny has a crazy lucid dream story, and then he wrote in and he was like, no, I don't. What are you talking about?
What?
And then I was like, dude, I didn't tell him this, but I told you this because I
Yeah.
gave him an opportunity to tell his own story that he
Yeah.
forgot. And I told you this when we watched that episode.
Yeah.
That Kenny started lucid dreaming, like taught himself how. And then one night he was lucid dreaming, and he looked over to the corner of his room and there was fire. And then he felt an evil presence and heard like laughing. And I was like, cool, I'm never going to lucid dream. That's awesome. Thanks for checking that off for me.
Well,
I want to
So,
see
yeah.
it.
Christopher!
I want to see the fire.
Oh my
since
lord.
you
No.
since you guys decided to go down the rabbit hole instead of coming back to it later, let's just talk about the fact for just a split second that I had dived so deep into my own head
Divin.
and
Dovin.
Oh yeah, that's freaky.
yeah,
Yeah.
I dived
Wait,
so
what?
deep into my own head that I started having uncontrollable dreams where I didn't choose to lucid dream. I just was like, oh, it's a dream. And then I would just walk around and I was looking for this person that I was obsessed with at that point in my life. And she would keep appearing in those dreams and start having really weird conversations
oh, yeah.
with
She
me.
would be super mean.
And then after a while, yeah, she started being like aggressive
Oh.
and mean
Yeah.
and controlling, and I was like, I don't want to lucid dream anymore,
heck?
and I couldn't stop myself from lucid dreaming.
Is she a
And it
witch?
was only after I had like, not by my own choice, but more on her end, forcefully had her removed from my life, that eventually it just went away with time. It was one of the scariest things ever, because literally there was one point where I was like, I don't want to see you anymore, and she was like, well, that's too bad. And it was
Wow.
like,
Oh.
there was a complete 100%, whether it was just my brain deciding to play acting parts,
I mean, that's
there was a complete
pretty
total
sure that's what it
personality of this person
Yeah.
in my dreams. And they were aware that no one else
Yeah.
in the dream was real, and they were aware
Wait,
that
how
I was
did
aware.
you know they were aware?
It was just something I felt. It was just something like people would like walk past and then like kind of like disappear, but they recognize that, and I
Well,
recognize
that's incredibly
that.
creepy, and I'm very creeped out.
Isn't that so weird that like there's like two different sides to your brain. One subconscious part of your brain is playing your normal conscious part. It's
Yeah.
like setting you up.
Yeah.
Like you have like a tiny computer
Yep.
or a DM or something, to go back to nerd terms. That's like running a weird simulation in your head to mess
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
And it's
weird.
funny because like there is literally just that door in my head that's big scary door,
Yeah.
and then occasionally she's like,
No, no.
that's gonna stay shut, right?
We stay away from that
And the brain's like,
Just nail it shut.
It's the dancing guy from Twin Peaks. The talking backwards guy.
Yes,
Yep.
Would you like some coffee?
I would love coffee. You're a little weirdo, aren't you? Yeah, and if somehow, magically, you are that person and you know who you are, I apologize, it wasn't your fault. So anyways,
Sad.
urban legend,
Yeah.
cryptid.
Okay.
This guy cracks me up. Let's go down to Mongolia, where they got the big old Mongolian Death Worm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mongolian Death Worm.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can go down, catch us Mongolian Death Worm, y'all.
Yeah. This is in my DM handbook.
are you serious?
No, I don't.
Okay.
We're gonna go noodling.
In speaking proper Mongolian, they are called the Olgoi
Okay.
Oh, is that proper? Is that proper Mongolian?
Kork Kahai. I said that wrong.
that's
Which
the formal term.
horribly roughly translates to large intestine worm.
Whoa. Like it looks like a large intestine, or it comes from your large
Yeah,
intestine.
so I don't know who
Like
looked at that and
Dreamcatcher.
said, large intestine worm's okay, but what if we called it Mongolian death worm? And they're like, ooh, go with that.
Yeah.
Large intestinal worm is confusing.
Yeah.
It raises more questions than it answers.
So it exists in the
Sorry,
Gobi
that was a funny
Desert.
joke.
The Gobi
Wait,
Desert.
The Gobi Desert.
Okay.
Heard.
It's its home. It first came to Western attention as a result of Roy Chapman Andrews' 1926 book of On the Trail of Ancient Man.
What?
The American paleontologist was not convinced by the tales of monsters he had heard gathering in Mongolia. None of those present ever had seen the creature, but they all firmly believed in its existence and described it minutely.
What?
In 1983, a specimen of Tartar sand boa was shown to the locals, who claimed to have seen Mongolian death worm.
Yeah.
And they confirmed that this was the animal they called Mongolian death worm.
Okay.
The worm is purportedly between 2 to 5 feet long and are thick-bodied.
Okay.
Okay,
I
wait.
was
Is it a
expecting-
worm or is it a snake?
I was expecting like dune sandworm.
Same. Or like the big worm from like Beetlejuice or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's an artistic
I mean-
rendering.
Oh wait, that weird worm from SpongeBob.
I mean, it is
Okay.
a big worm.
That's
It is a big.
disgusting.
I'm saying.
5
I
foot
mean, like
long.
if you put me in a
Disgusting.
room with a 5 foot long worm, one, that thing's gonna die. Two, it's probably just gonna be as my eyes roll backward and I scream in pure terror.
Yeah, that's
People think that the
That
concept
is
of me
bad.
going into beast mode would be like rage. No, I would be like destroying things out of pure fear, screaming, and they'd be like, "It's his like battle cry." No, it's just cry. It's just cry.
it's just cry.
It just cry.
So, in On the Trail of Ancient Man, Andrew cites Mongolian Prime Minister Damned and Bizarre,
Yeah.
who in 1922 described the worm as, "It is shaped like a sausage."
Okay.
Sure.
I mean, vaguely, like most worms are.
I was about to
can
say,
see
that's
that.
really not.
Yeah.
About 2 feet long, has no head nor leg, and
Yeah,
is
it's a
so
worm.
Yeah,
poisonous,
it sounds like a worm.
so poisonous that merely to touch it means instant death.
Instant.
No,
It lives
no.
in the
Instant.
most desolate part of the Gobi Desert.
Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is he saying there's this one worm that they're seeing, or are these?
I mean,
like-
I'm sure they believe it's a species.
Okay.
but
Okay. I didn't know if
'Cause,
it's
you know,
this
there's-
one worm
there's
attacking
not
everyone.
just one
or something.
Bigfoot.
You know that, right?
You know that, right?
In 1932, Andrews published this information again in the book The New Conquest of Central Asia,
oh my lord.
Yeah.
aiding, "It is reported to live in the most arid, sandy regions of western Gobi." Andrew, however, did not believe in this creature's existence. Let's
Andrew
see.
is a stick in the mud.
Yeah. Thanks, Andrew.
Andrew
Why
needs
even
to
put it in
mind
the
his own
book?
business.
This is really cool, really big freaking worm, and if you touch it, you die. Also, it's not real.
And we have
science
Andrew
man.
in the green room right now. He's been listening in the whole time.
Bring him out.
Andrew, why don't
fellas.
you come on out?
Come on, Andrew.
Wait, why is he like that? What?
Because this was in 1912.
Okay, so what? He's 107 years old.
He's mummified.
He's about to, and he's ready to slap back.
Worm is still alive in me.
Again. I'm telling you, people, they only get half the bit because they're not seeing all his physical, you know.
Yeah, you need to do
comedy.
a one-man show just
Yeah.
of this podcast.
I've been telling him
Talking
that
to yourself.
I've been telling him that for 12 years.
Thanks for coming, everybody. It's good to have you.
It was the same person. All right.
My name is Gobi. This is my desert.
Stupid. Boo, we hate it.
The worm is said to inhabit the western or southern Gobi.
Okay.
In 1987 book, can't read that. Ivan Mackerly. What?
No, I was going to make fun of the title. Even newer discoveries about Central Asia.
Super advanced studies
Yeah.
of Southeastern Asia, also Gobi. You can't do that. You can't have random lights.
Just keep talking.
Because my brain, it was like the light was coming from behind me, and I was like,
And then you look and we're floating.
Oh no.
Oh no.
you shouldn't have talked about the Gobi Desert.
Wait, is that Trump?
I don't know. I'm not really good at impressions.
Hopefully by the time this episode comes out.
Stop.
Get on the ground.
Donald Trump will just, you know,
Be Donald Trump.
only
Yep.
be on TV now.
Anyway.
Or in jail. Anyway.
The worm is said to inhabit blah blah blah, the book that I can't pronounce. Ivan Mackerly described it as traveling underground, creating waves of sand on the surface which allowed it to be detected. Okay, trimmers.
Yeah.
Looking at you.
Interesting.
Or wouldn't that be wind?
No.
The Mongolians say
Never
it
heard
can
of it.
kill at a distance either by spraying venom, out of its knot head,
Okay.
or by means of electric discharge.
Are you serious? This
Wait,
thing
he
has electric
shocked
powers?
people? Okay, look. Who discovered this worm?
No one discovered it.
Andrew.
Andrew
wait, that's right. He
Andrew
discovered
didn't
the tails
discover
of
it.
it.
He's trying to debunk it.
He's like,
That's
hey, why do you guys believe in this worm so much? And then a bunch of people who don't have eyes and their
Oh Lord.
their heads obviously look like long worms. They're just like,
Their heads are obviously worms. Wait, so they're normal human bodies.
yeah. But
And they have
heads.
and they have normal human faces, but the head is a worm.
And he goes, they're speaking Mongolian to me. The worms.
Man, we're
They're
never
real.
gonna get through this.
Yeah.
This is
Man,
hilarious.
electric discharge.
yeah,
So it's like a
that's-
Pokemon.
Yeah. I can't wait till we get to the region that is set in the Gobi Desert. And they're like, finally, we've got the perfect... it's an electric ground type.
It kills everything in one hit. Instant death. That's crazy to me.
had-
Instant death.
I had a woman come in the other day who was still playing Pokemon Go.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Some people do.
I was like, wow,
That-
you're a real
that's crazy.
fan.
Who does that?
Real fan.
We're
No fake fans.
all fake fans here.
Easy. I watched the movie. I sat through that thing. What's wrong with you?
Mewtwo, Tentacruel, Aerodactyl, Ammonite, Slowbro.
Wow.
Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Mongolian.
Man, yeah, this thing's crazy.
They say okay, wait, we already saw that. No, they say the worm lived underground, hibernating most of the year except for June and July, when
Sure.
it just decided, you know what, I'm coming to get you.
I mean,
And
that's
it
how
eats-
hibernation works.
Yeah,
Yeah, what does it eat?
It's reported that it most often comes to surface when it rains or the ground is wet. Mongolians believe that touching any part of the worm will cause instant death and tremendous pain.
Okay.
How would you know if there's pain if you die instantly?
Yeah.
It has been
Wait,
told.
is it tremendous pain or is it instant death? Which is it?
Do you think it hurts?
It's not very instant. You think it hurt?
He seems so peaceful.
Ooh,
And his
well,
face is just like,
you asked for it. So it has been told that the worm frequently preys on camels and laid eggs in their intestines.
This
It
is
eventually
okay.
acquired
Wait, how did
the
it lay
trait-
eggs in the intestines? It's 5 feet long. Does it crawl up into the butthole and lay
yeah,
eggs? That
it
makes
just-
no sense.
Eats the inside of the
How
camel.
does it lay the eggs without killing the camel? Or does it kill the camel
Sure.
and then the eggs
Well, I
sit
mean,
in
it
the-
says it preys on them, so
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I keep interrupting. I'm sorry. This is just.
Its venom supposedly
questions.
corrodes metal, and local folklore tells of its predilection for the color yellow.
Okay.
The worm is also
okay.
said to... The desert's yellow. It just comes up and it goes, ah!
I mean, it's so angry all the time.
No wonder. The worm is also said to have had a preference for local parasitic plants such as the goyo.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
Huh.
In the awesome year of 1990, Ivan Mackerly led a small group of companions into the Gobi Desert to search for the worm. Inspired by Frank Herbert's novels Dune,
Yeah.
in which giant fictional sandworms could be brought to the surface by rhythmic thumping.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Constructed a motor-driven thumper and even used small explosions to try to find it.
Oh,
Wow.
In 2005, zoological journalist Richard Freeman of the Center for 14 Zoology mounted an expedition to hunt for the death worm, but came up empty-handed.
Sad.
Freeman's conclusion was that the tales of the worm's powers had to be apocryphal, and reported sightings likely involved an unknown species of worm lizard or amphibian, which is not amphibian, amphibian.
Sound it out.
Sounds like a mistype.
Reality television series Destination Truth conducted an expedition from 2006
Okay.
to 2007.
They never find anything though.
Yeah,
The
I know.
entire crew was eaten by Mongolian death worms.
Wow.
The footage simply
For
has one guy
one-
going,
Damn. What a
Point,
series finale.
for
though.
0.0000 seconds. I was like, oh.
the entire crew had a nice meal.
The entire crew has spent a week in the desert and got Lyme disease.
And,
no.
and since people
then
can't
went
just
home.
seem to drop it, a New Zealand television entertainment reporter, David Ferrier, on TV3 News, took part in an expedition in August 2009, but came up empty-handed as well. He conducted interviews with locals, claiming to have seen the worm and mentioned on his website that the sightings peaked in the 1950s.
People were really
Peaked.
bored.
Okay.
Also, it's probably because they're going in September and not in June, July. I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
You know
Are
what
they
I'm
going
saying?
when it's raining?
Is it raining?
Ooh.
Is it June and July and it's raining?
Are you asking me? I don't know.
Is it?
I'm gonna say no.
I'm going to say no. Hello,
No.
sir?
No.
Excuse me, sir. Can you get out of my house, please?
I was
Are you lost?
I was checking real quick into our good friend Ivan Mackerly, and apparently he also
Is
there's
racist.
not enough. Yes,
Probably.
Well,
hugely. No,
Sorry. I apologize to his family. Maybe he's not.
Yeah,
maybe
maybe.
he was a cool guy.
maybe he was cool. No,
Maybe.
he
Maybe.
there's not enough information on this one, but he also believed that Madagascar had I just lost it. 1 second. Madagascar. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Scratch that. Madagascar had something about a man-eating death blossom.
like a man-eating plant.
Yeah.
Like the corpse
Interesting.
plant?
Ooh.
That one just smells like. A
But
plant.
No,
yeah.
smells
it
like a dead
attracts
body.
like bugs and stuff like that and eats them.
Mackerly
But it only
was
Maybe.
very obsessed with the worm. Apparently.
Really?
Yeah. He
was-
he
It's
was
his white whale.
You could say he was
It was his white
obsessed
whale.
with the worm.
No.
No. No.
Its tail is short, as if it were cut off but not tapered. It is difficult to
Tapered.
tell. No. It is difficult to tell its head from its tail because it has no visible eyes, nostrils, or mouth. Its color is dark red like blood or salami.
Like the blood that it sucks.
Does it suck blood?
He was the
Probably.
one that surmised that it could deal lethal electric damage.
What?
And in 1992, he made a second 8-week trip to Mongolia, during which he was warned by a Buddhist monastery that the worm was a creature of supernatural evil, and that he
What
was
the
endangering his
heck?
life searching for this creature.
What
Mackerly
the heck?
recalled having vivid dreams about the worm, and stated that he woke up with unexplained blood-filled boils on his back. He collected enough photographs and footage and data to make a documentary on his trips to Mongolia, broadcast on the Czech television series The Sand Monster Mystery.
Okay.
And then he had a heart attack.
No way.
Yeah.
Aw, poor guy.
Man,
Sorry.
he's obsessed
Man,
with that worm.
what a
Oh
crazy
wait, no, he
life,
survived
man.
the heart attack.
Oh,
But then
Well,
he died to some other illness.
okay. Well, I'm assuming he's dead by now.
I'm all over the place on this.
Oh wait, he survived the death too.
I mean, what was he, like 40 in like 1920 or something like that? Like, I don't,
They're
I don't
like,
think
Mr.
he's-
Mackerly, you gonna be okay? And, they went, and the worm went. They're like, that's why he believed. He was
The worm!
Uh,
Smokey is the bandit.
Oh man.
Wow, well,
that was
that was
good.
crazy.
That was fun.
I'd like to apologize to any of our listeners that have Mongolian heritage because we were really disrespectful about that folklore, and maybe
Hey, man.
maybe it's real.
Yeah.
yeah, maybe.
And, maybe.
Maybe it's in our.
I mean, you can't disprove it.
And then there's just
Exactly.
like ripples in the wood.
It's just the wind. It's just the wind. And my face is the worm.
Oh no.
My face is the 5-foot worm, but only my face. All right. Well, thanks for that.
Yeah.
He just wiped off all the snot and saliva from his face. All right.
Have I mentioned I hate that bathroom at night?
Yeah, I hate that
What do you
that
hate about
hallway is open right now. It's super dark and creepy. Why do you hate that bathroom at night? Hello, sir?
Did you say something?
Wow. Stop with the shaking.
cat.
Okay, so I have two emails to read.
Yeah.
Should we read them from our from a new emailer or from our weekly emailer?
Well, I'm
First.
assuming
I wonder.
Rory's is gonna be like 10 minutes long.
True.
So let's start with the short one.
You're right. You're
New
right.
person. New person.
On last.
And the first
Okay, here we go.
the first line of the email is, do not read this.
Under no circumstances can you share this email.
Unless you want to be cursed.
Don't open this email or else.
You will get bad luck unless you send it to 10 people in 10 seconds, or you will get a kiss if you do.
By Smile Dog.
Okay. So this email is from Katie.
Yeah.
And how do we know Katie, Christopher?
I work with her.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. So we hey Katie, what's going on, man? Okay, so here's Katie's email.
Can't wait till it's 2 a.m. and you guys are like, why are you asleep on our floor?
Ew, no.
Naked.
No. And then we hear a knock at the door and you're like, "Hey, did y'all say something?" And we look at the floor.
Oh, that's good.
Creepy. Why are you farting around?
Because it would
Okay.
be less scary.
What the heck? All right, so it says, "Hello, gang.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, my name is Katie." Right? We said it.
Yeah.
All right,
And I have been listening to some of your older episodes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know,
I
right?
apologize
I
to her in
know.
person.
Yeah. Hey, I take offense to that, but I understand. I literally did that the other day.
I was bad.
We made Brian listen to it, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm sorry."
He was in the car, yeah.
Yeah. Brian was like, "Huh, this is
You don't know.
great."
You know he doesn't
No,
like
he
spooky
liked
things.
it.
Great.
He liked it.
Anyway, we're better now, and by better I mean we don't care as much. So here we go. She says, "I haven't caught up yet. You guys are doing great, and don't let anyone tell you different."
Who's telling us different?
Who's telling us different? Who's saying that? She said, and Ashley, she's about to.
Oh, she's about to light you
She's
up.
pulling up right now. She said, and Ashley, I'm sorry, but history is awesome. You said once that history is for guys in either the pilot or one of the first episodes. I don't remember saying. I don't think I said.
Jackpot, baby.
I really don't think I said history is for guys. I think I just meant every single man in my life is obsessed with history.
Not that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some people.
I mean, it just seems like most of the men in my life are like history buffs. And I'm not excluding women from that. It was
I think it's just
like,
coincidental
Yeah.
I guess so.
that
It's
you
just-
married someone that literally would fall asleep watching
Yeah.
Mysteries at the Museum.
Yeah, and my dad is the same way. McAnally, you're the same way. Most of my history teachers. Anyway,
Yeah.
Look, it doesn't exclude.
Sorry, I know what you meant, but the way it just sounded was like, and then also my history teachers were obsessed with history.
No, shut. Most of them were men, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not stupid.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm not excluding women, but women can't like history. Anyway, she says, anyways. Actually, it says, anyways. My friend has encouraged me to send in my story. It's rather short, as most of my experiences are, and most of my experience. This is my
Marker.
This is my first time. This is my first time reading today. Apparently, I'm a little bit rusty.
Oh no.
She says, as most of my experiences are, and then this happened, and there was no follow-up.
Yeah.
When I was somewhere between 9 and 12 years old, in the middle of the night, I got up from bed to go into the master bedroom, which was my mom's room, to use the bathroom. I honestly had no recollection on why that room specifically, but probably had something to do with my mom not wanting to clean other bathrooms. I don't know. Anyways, I went into the room, which has a bathroom that is split for... What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
What? Keep going.
What are you looking at?
I just don't like that it's in the corner of my eye.
Well, like, can you close the door? Because you're
Oh my
freaking me out,
gosh.
man.
You guys are so jumpy.
I'm just saying. I look over and he's like,
Jumpy.
can you please just close the door? A Type 45, we said.
Ah, yes. The souls of the damned in your bathroom.
No, you just hear like the sound of like a blender.
Oh.
15 rib cages fly out of the...
Ew.
Carry on.
Okay, anyway. The bathroom is split for privacy. The bathroom sink is separated from the prime area of the bathroom, toilet shower, by a door. I walked up to the counter, and my younger sister is looking at herself in the mirror, just being goofy and being a typical kid. I asked, "Hey sis, what are you doing up?" She turned around to look at me and just disappeared.
I got chills.
I was freaked out. I was immediately concerned for her well-being, as I was typically paranoid of the worst-case scenario as a kid. So I immediately thought, a ghost, and thought my sister had passed on. So I ran to go check on her to make sure she was still breathing. She was, and she's still okay as an adult, but I have no idea what happened. Either, 1, she was astral projecting.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what the other one is.
2, I was sleepier than I thought. Meaning, I guess she was dreaming as she was walking.
Yeah.
3, I don't know, maybe a doppelganger? I have no idea.
That's what I said to her. Like a doppelganger ghost.
Maybe.
Like, people have seen those.
Maybe.
Yeah.
She says, anyways, I don't have a lot of stories that have even that much information.
Yeah.
Hopefully you enjoyed, Katie.
Well, she also... Well,
Yeah.
You want
I
to
guess I
wait
should-
and see if
I
she
should-
wants to send it in.
well, I guess I should ask her if it's okay before, like, you post this. But she also told me that apparently her aunt had some instances where she swore she could, like, astral project.
Oh.
And I was saying maybe it's, like, hereditary.
Yeah,
Maybe, like,
exactly.
It runs in the family that you can cast your image from your sleep or something like that.
Yeah. That actually happened to one of my coworkers. But I'm not going to tell his story because I told him he should come on and record with us.
Yeah.
So, Han, I'm calling you out. All right. So, our second email is from, Rory should really just have like a recurring segment.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
What is this
Ragtime
segment?
Rory.
Here he is. The man himself. That's it. That's really it. Ragtime Rory. That's what we're deciding
And
on.
then we get like a plinky
No.
piano, like.
And then we're like, nobody's playing that piano.
Oh no! Rory, I hope that you peed your pants with laughter in the middle of your work. Cute. All right, he says, "Hey, what?
No, it's just, it gets demented, but then goes back. Like,
The images, the visuals that we could create with that would be hilarious. He says, "Hey, Kernels of Creep. Sorry,
Nice.
he's so good at that.
Yeah.
I really try, but man, he is so good." He says, "Sorry, I haven't hit you."
SWAT.
What?
Do you know what that's from?
Sandlot.
Yeah.
The Great Bambino.
My lord. He says, "Sorry, I haven't hit you up in a while. My life has not been as spooky lately." By the way, this was from July. I apologize, Rory.
no.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute,
Rory,
dude.
are you okay?
It's been a minute. He says, "I'm very excited about So Anyway We Watched It." But by the way, that's our movie podcast. Go check it
Yeah.
out. It's actually really funny. Anyway.
Well, we think it is.
I mean, yeah, true.
We enjoy it.
True.
We have
True.
fun.
I'll listen to it over and over. I'm our second listener. Find us on iTunes. He said, "I'm very excited about So Anyway We Watched It, but I might have to hold off on listening. I think because I still have yet to watch some films that I assume you may be discussing." He brings up Avengers Endgame. That's how old this email is. It's horrible. Oh, gosh. Okay, can I just say that Rory sent in an email after this to So Anyway We Watched It?
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah. So,
okay.
like, the
Wait,
other
have
one...
have we already read that one on So Anyway It's On?
Yeah, so like on the other one we have an updated email. Anyway, so I'm still gonna read this though because he has a really cool like little like encoded message in this email, which I think is really cool.
We got to crack it.
Yeah, this is how much time he spends on these emails. I love it. No, I mean it's like he really enjoys it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We enjoy it
he
too.
said, "Or any movie that has not come out on DVD yet. I don't make it to the theater much anymore.
Yeah.
It would be helpful if possible if in the show notes, blah blah blah. Okay, so he says, I did want to mention my daughter Hazel. In parentheses, he says, redacted. Just kidding. Went to the movie theater for the first real time. She is turning 3 this November. This theater near our house has free showings of past children's movies during the day. So Kaylee will take her to see a movie every now and then. I thought it would be funny to teach her to say motion picture instead of movie. So if you ask her what she did that day, she would say she watched a motion picture,
That's
and it's
hilarious.
adorable. That's
Nice.
so amazing.
I feel like motion picture is somehow less old-timey than the term movie.
True.
Yeah.
That's
But
true.
we're just so indoctrinated with the term movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, because talkie is past our
Yeah.
time. Yeah, movie.
Talkie and
right,
movie,
Right,
like-
exactly.
that's so weird.
So interesting. He says, "You don't have to read this bit on the cast unless you want to." He said, "To Mac, I'm glad I could help you out back in high school on how to be normal. You kind of touched me with your words on episode 17. I look back at those days and am surprised I had a positive impact on anyone with how self-centered I used to be."
No,
He says-
you're a cool dude.
I mean, we were all in high school, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We're all just kids.
Yeah.
Let's see. He says, "We all grow up, though, and you, my friend, have grown up tremendously. Not a fat joke, nor intended to be a backhanded compliment."
Wow.
No, he just wanted you to know, because you could have turned that real fast
Yeah.
and been like, "That's what you mean, right?" He said, "I wish I lived closer so we could still hang out on the regular."
Man.
That goes
Yeah.
for all 3 of you.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Cute. Ew. That was sloppy. The fart noises tonight. He said, "I like the part of the last He said, "I like the part of the last episode about the New York subway. I'm surprised you didn't mention the blockbuster hits Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah.
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 The subway part in Ghostbusters 2 is scarier than it ever needed to be.
I don't remember
That
it.
part
I'm
freaked
being
me
honest.
out as a kid so much. I guess
Really?
a lot of those movies freaked me out as a kid.
What
But yeah.
am I not remembering about
Yeah,
Ghostbusters
what did I
2?
miss- what
That's
did I
so...
not
They,
remember.
they go into the old abandoned subway and they're just like walking around and then they almost get run over by a ghost train. And then as they're walking, they start hearing like whispers or something like that. And then they start looking around and then all of a sudden they're just surrounded by tons and tons of heads on pikes.
What the
And
heck?
they're like
I
all
do not
screaming
remember
at them.
that.
Yeah, it's
what
freaky.
the heck?
It's
wow. Wow, that really had an impact on you. Then, I
Yeah,
guess.
that part and the part where the art collector is waiting outside Sigourney Weaver's apartment and he has glowy eyes. That
Yeah.
part was good.
He says, it's maybe a little cliche, but it got me thinking that there is a real reason that the subway would be used in both films for several scenes. I know nothing about the subway system, and I think most people who do not interact with the subway regularly probably don't know that much about it either, but it does seem to feel like a forbidden, abandoned zone.
Yeah.
Even though thousands of people go through it every day, I think it's because in the tunnels you don't see people. The people are all protected in their shells, like their capsules of safety that keep the darkness and the slime of the earth away from their clean lives in transit.
Yeah.
The caverns created by the subway seem mysterious in a lot of ways too. The darkness, the moisture, the danger, parentheses, electrified rails, unseen monsters and such, and the optical illusions or the ways our eyes and minds play tricks on what we hope reality to be. It seems to be a place where hundreds of men, hundreds of years ago, could have given their lives to construct by either being blown to bits by dynamite or drowned from an unleashed water reservoir or crushed under an falling debris or asphyxiated by the lack of oxygen or poisoned by unearthed chemicals or dare I'd say murdered by a fellow worker for untold reasons.
Thanks, Rory.
It's a dangerous line of work after all. I guess my point is it's no wonder that such an environment can have the mystique it does when the history of the place is so unknown and unwritten about. So many secrets lie underground, and it seems so unnatural to use the same space that stores our dead and hides our treasure in safety to deliver the living to their desired destination.
That is something interesting that it's like not necessarily a trope, but it is a theme present in a lot of like sort of like horror type things. It's like the civilization built on top of the unknown,
right?
Like the catacombs in Paris, and like even like recently, like the movie It. The fact that there's a sleepy town built on top of a monster's lair, or like in like Ocarina of Time, the village built on top of the underground well system or whatever.
Wow.
I didn't need that dredged back up for my memories. Thank you very much.
By the way, if you want to hear us talk about Ip Chapter 2, head over to So Anyway We Watched It. We'll have a new episode up in a couple days.
Yeah, plug it.
Yeah. He says, how many men, or boys for that matter, thank you child labor laws, went down underground to work one day and never came back up? How many still remain buried by the earth that gave their lives to dig up? How many bones get crushed every day by the... he gets really romantic about it. How many bones get crushed every day by the trains that transport the fortunate living that those crushed bones were sacrificed for?
Yeah.
It's like our very own American catacombs. Not as replete with remains or obsessively ornamented as those famously in Paris, but equally macabre when you think about it. Or maybe, and most likely, I am way off base because I have never actually been to a Subway, even a Subway sandwich. No, I'm just kidding. I just made that up.
Man.
And just getting my perception from the hit blockbusters like Ghostbusters or Ghostbusters 2 that are priming a scene for a spooky haunting.
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to go to New York to find out. That was just something I was thinking about.
Yeah.
In parentheses, he says, sorry, I continue. You don't have to read all of this rambling. I don't know why you continue to apologize. We're always going to read it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. He says, as unnatural as it seems to travel underground, it seems like a natural place for ghosts to roam. Since the beginning of mythology and lore, the underworld has always been a place for an afterlife of sorts. Whether it's the river Styx or Dante's 9 levels of hell, humans have always, almost always, buried their dead. There is even evidence now of the Neanderthals burying their dead. Maybe it is an evolutionary instinct to protect us from the dangerous microbes that develop in certain stages of decomposition, or maybe it is because there is something inside of us that Maybe it's because something inside of us believes that to be contained within the depths of the earth is the only correct place for the dead to go. The spirit ascends, parentheses, hopefully, while the body decays. Ecclesiastes 3:20 says, all go unto one place, all are the dust, and all turn to dust again. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, like the circle of life. Parentheses, Hakuna Matata. One other thing that the thought of Ghostbusters 2 brought to mind was the concept of supernatural slime. A slimy feeling comes to mind, when thinking about the subway to me, because the subway recalls an environment like a sewer that is dark, damp, humid, and warm, which would be a great environment for organisms like mold and mildew to thrive.
Yeah.
Underground, far away from the sun's life-giving light, organisms do not depend upon photosynthesis to survive and have evolved to sustain themselves on other chemical reactions to produce energy. One common theory of the origin of all of life is that it developed in the hydrothermal vents deep on the ocean floor. They use sulfur compounds that are highly toxic to most known organisms and produce organic material through chemosynthesis. Parentheses, I'm not really smart. I just looked it up on Wikipedia. But the thing is, you are smart.
Yeah.
Because you took the time.
Yeah. You're smarter now for it.
And we're all smart because of you.
So keep doing the work.
Keep doing the work for us. That's what we're saying. So deep underground, there are similarly evolved organisms that tend to be slimy or gooey to assist in their chemical processes to survive. Kind of gross, but cool in the same way. But to go underground and feel slime on the walls, or at least a wet substance that is not quite water, I think would be enough to give some ancient being pause and try to reason what the substance could be or how it got there, and then to create a supernatural reason to its existence. A skeptic. Which ultimately led to 1989, when someone thought it would be a cool idea to have pink slime represent the collective hate that New Yorkers have in the blockbuster hit Ghostbusters 2. There was a lot I liked about that movie, mostly the rock star cast, but the plot was just a little too on the nose for my liking.
Oh.
He said, sorry for another long one. Again, you're just wasting your time apologizing. But it's good to hear. So anyway, it's haunted, up and running. That's sad.
Last time we were up and running.
Again. We're up
Rock solid, baby.
7 years later.
They can't break us. They can't break us. They don't want us to win. I think they all do, actually. We're trying. Anyway, he says, don't know when I'll be in Houston again, but I'll let you know. I haven't forgotten about taking you guys to lunch when I see you. He said, catch y'all on the flip side. Rory, the Jublix killer? What is that? What does that say?
I don't know.
That's not how you spell
Jublix?
What is that?
I don't know.
Hey, Rory, what is it? Email us in and let us know.
I guess we could just look it up.
No, I refuse.
Okay.
That's why we've got Rory. Why would we ever?
Oh,
anyway,
that's true.
and that concludes. What is this segment called
Wait,
again?
what is his encrypted message?
Well, do the thing,
Oh.
and then I'll tell you.
What's the
Oh, I
that?
have to redo it?
Yeah, you gotta
can't just
redo
copy
the,
and paste?
No, you gotta redo the thing.
Okay, it's like...
The segment. What do we
it's
call
like-
the segment?
Oh.
Ragtime Rory's Corner.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Cool. So I think we should do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to go through this email, and what Rory has done is as he has emailed, he has bolded specific letters throughout.
Is he the Zodiac?
Throughout. I don't know. Is he? He has bolded specific letters throughout. And I know what this message says, but you guys don't. So I think we should take a break for a minute, get a pen and paper, and you guys are going to write it down as I tell you.
Okay.
All right. To start off, the first bolded letter is in his sentence, I have been good to not get any spoilers. The I is bolded. Or any movie that has not come out on DVD yet. A from any. M from movie. A from has. He says it would be helpful if possible in the show notes. S and show. And then he went on to say redacted, JK. The K is bolded. Let's see. She is turning the I and the N in turning. The theater near our house has free showings, W in showings. Kaylee will take her, the A in take. Down below, you kind of touched me. Sorry, with your words. I should probably finish that. Sorry. K in kind and the E in me. Let's see. And you, my friend, are in friend.
Oh.
Oh,
Wait,
I missed one.
You
I
missed
missed one. I missed
one.
one.
I know what it is.
It's adorable. The L in adorable.
Yep.
And that's it. So we have. May I? Okay. It is IAMASKINWALKER.
Mm-hmm.
I am a skinwalker.
Yep. Very nice.
Thanks for that, Rory. I don't
Yeah.
know if anyone else enjoyed that, but I thought that was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Yeah. All right. It's funny that you brought up Wendigos too, because skinwalker is another word for Wendigo.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yes.
Well, you know what, gang? It's been so much fun. I'm so glad that you came to hang out with us, and somehow you're sticking around, and we appreciate it. We're just 3 people living life,
Yeah.
Nice.
talking about spooks, and we're gonna bring you content. You know,
We're here to please.
we're gonna bring you content. All right.
Oh yeah.
We're not making you any
Yeah.
promises,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
promise that we'll give you good content. All right, my dudes. So, yeah, if you want to be famous and send in your email, you can email me at anywayitshaunted.
Yeah.
Anywayitshaunted@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram at, why does this always take me forever? At It's Haunted Podcast.
Yeah.
We are on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube. We also really need to get on like Apple Music. I thought we were, but apparently we're not. So we need to do that. Yeah. So email in your stories, my dudes. Like, tell me, like how I have offended you, and then tell me your stories. Yeah, we're excited to be back. And again, dudes, if you listen to this podcast, you've got to like movies, right?
You
Right?
gotta.
Right? You gotta.
Come on.
You gotta.
Offended.
So pop on over to So Anyway We Watched It.
Oh, I get it. Pop like popcorn.
Yes, that's exactly what I meant. Yeah. Where we talk all things movies. This next episode, we're going to be talking about It Chapter 2, the movie Bats, starring, what's his name? Lou Diamond Phillips. Yep.
Yeehaw.
We're going to be talking Dante's Peak. We're going to be
Yeah.
talking Wild Wild West. We're going to be talking, what else?
Me and Mac are going to be talking about the hottest new sci-fi release, Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Yep.
Just as fuck.
Shout out to
Yep.
to
What
Rory.
is it?
Yep, and then we will speculate wildly on theories for the Joker that is
Izzy.
coming out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Izzy, we miss you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so follow us, man. Find us on iTunes, wherever you're listening to us. Please just rate us, give us a good rating. That one dude on iTunes is stupid, and so you should go
give you
harass
a-
him for leaving us a bad leaving us a bad review.
Let's not go that far.
Yeah.
No, I already said it, and
He's
I
a
mean
dummy.
it. That's fine. It's like go start your own podcast, you butthole. Anyway,
right.
look at us. Look at me. Anyway, we love you guys and stay. Oh, dude, it's October 1st.
Yeah.
So welcome
What
to
a way to come back.
October. Pew, 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 pew.
'Cause it's terror.
Time again.
Ooh, he squeezed that one out.
Because I had to match his pitch. If I had my
Yeah.
own. Because
Sure.
it's terror time again.
All right, flex.
We got you running
Flex.
for your life. It's terror time again.
Anything else?
We look forward to entertaining you.
Yeah.
And we look forward to entertaining you. Thank you. We will see you next
Yes.
week.
Please stop by again, if you dare.
Mac and Ellie do the laugh. Do the laugh. Wow, that was bad.
That's your great value laugh right there.
Yeah.
Come back next week, and it'll be a little bit better.
Yeah. Next time you get name brand.
Wow.
We got a little bit more on the paycheck. We can afford the.
Okay. Okay, bye.
All right, bye. It's not hard to scare you guys, though.
Yeah, the other day when you were at work,
It was literally yesterday.
literally walked up while I was.
told me.
What was I watching?
I was 5 feet from where
was
you
like-
knew I was.
I was watching just the dummies playing video games, and you were asking a question.
Why did you scream?
He screams all
literally-
the time.
No, I need to know from him. Why did you scream? Why were you scared that
I
he
am
was there?
legitimately afraid all the time.
And it's
But
not
you
like,
knew he was
It's
in
not
there.
like a It's more like a like a blood curdling scream, like
Yeah.
your blood is turning
Yeah.
into
I,
ice.
Yeah.
This can go on the podcast. The
All
other...
of this is going on the podcast.
So, the other night I was when I was fasting before Gabe screamed at me on night number 3. I went to sleep and woke up after an hour drenched in sweat, and I rolled over. And the best way I can describe it is that for a brief second, it felt like, because I'm trying to remember if this was something I physically saw or if it was like the feeling of having seen and my brain just going like and like quickly like zapping something. Because the thing is, I think sometimes if I'm to put justification behind the spooky stuff that actually happens to me, sometimes I just think that it's like weird dream stuff takes its own snapshot and then puts it in the wrong folder.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you're looking at this right
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
and I go, and I woke up, and I literally, I don't know if that was like, because the best way I can describe it is like the Wendigos from that game, whatever it's called.
Until Dawn.
Until Dawn.
Never
Yeah,
got
it
to
was
that part.
like
That's a cool game.
the
though.
Wendigos, but black-skinned.
Okay.
So, like, an anorexic, creepy person with sharp teeth.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then that night was specifically rough because I could not force myself to go back to sleep.
Oh, boy.
Also, another reason why I think it happened, I had been so tired that night that I actually managed to fall asleep on my back.
Wow, that's
And-
no good.
That's not good
That's no
because
good.
I don't sleep
With your
on my back.
sinuses and being visited by them.
Yeah. Yeah, if you, sleep paralysis rules are do not sleep on your back.
Yeah.
You didn't have to bring my
Although-
sinuses into this.
Hey, man, I'm in the same boat as you.
Yeah, true.
It's funny how Chris tries to describe the snoring as like a bear or like
I don't think I've ever heard.
or just like a motor,
I
but
have
like
heard you
really
snore,
it's
yeah.
more like
I've never noticed a snore besides
because I don't
yours,
snore.
Christopher.
Yeah.
Sure.
You don't have that like guttural like old
Yeah, I was gonna
man
say, it's
snore.
not like the
It's not like my grandpa. No.
It's not like Dave. You can
No.
hear it in the whole house.
Yeah, no. It's not like that. It's just like a low rumble.
ooh, a low roar.
Oh my lord.
Oh, yeah. You could record it and sell it on a CD at one of those Walmart kiosks where you look at the, or you listen to the raindrops and the.
Low Roar is actually the name of the song from the first trailer of Death Stranding. I was just trying to make a reference.
Wow, you're so indie.
I'm still coming.